Fine, let's talk Kill Your Darlings Before You Wander Off. It's a moody little drama about the early Beat generation, back when Allen Ginsberg was still a college kid, trying to figure out why everyone around him was brilliant, chaotic, or catastrophically both. He gets tangled up with Lucian Carr, who has the charisma of a small sun and the emotional stability of a wet match. Their circle includes Jack Kerouac and William Burroughs, all experimenting with new ideas, reckless life choices, and unfortunately, murder. The film uses the killing of David Camera as this bleak turning point. Carr's relationship with Camera is messy, exploitative, and dependent. And the whole thing spirals into something tragic that forces Ginsberg to grow up fast. It's less a murder mystery and more a coming-of-age story where the universe slaps you around until you start writing better poetry. Lucian Carr is basically the human equivalent of a lit match tossed into a library, bright, magnetic, and guaranteed to burn something down. The film paints him as one of those people who seem untouchably confident, but are actually stitched together with insecurity, ego, and the fear of being ordinary. He's clever, provocative, and charming enough to rearrange the gravitational pull of any room he enters. That's the bait. The hook is that he can't sit with vulnerability and keeps people orbiting him instead of getting too close. For Ginsberg, meeting Carr is like a chemical reaction he didn't know he was primed for. Carr gives him permission to break rules, question everything, and stop living in the shadow of other people's expectations. Without Carr, Ginsberg probably would have still become a writer, but not with the same urgency or ferocity. Carr drags him out of his obedient student chrysalis and shoves him toward artistic risk, emotional risk, and eventually the uncomfortable truth that idolizing someone doesn't mean they're healthy for you. But Carr's darker traits are just as formative. His manipulativeness forces Ginsberg to confront the danger of tying your identity to someone else's instability. When the Camera situation implodes, Ginsberg is shoved into adulthood more brutally than he deserves. He sees the limits of charisma, the consequences of emotional cowardice, and the hard edges of loyalty. The result is a weird gift. Carr's brilliance sparks Ginsberg's creativity, and Carr's chaos forces Ginsberg to develop the moral and emotional backbone he'll need to become the Ginsberg we actually know from history. It's messy, unfair, and exactly the kind of crucible that shapes artists, even if it leaves scars.